back to kind of walking off the floor after that NCAA tournament loss, how much has that moment and that feeling been a motivator for you, and how much did kind of the unfinished business angle tie into you wanting to come back for another year?
It's been a motivator because it was my first time being there. Juan's been there a few times, and a few of the other guys have been there. But you know, you love that feeling being one of the 64. I think now 68 when you get the playing game or whatever. But just being one of those teams. But then also feeling a little bit of hunger because we didn't win. We didn't make history for this school, and we didn't like make a run like we wanted to, like we could have, or like we felt we could have. But I mean, just getting there, getting a taste of it, and having the opportunity to potentially do it again. I mean, I just want an opportunity to do it again, try to make history with the team, the squad.
What can you learn from your experience in the tournament last year? Now you have that under your belt, you can put toward this season.
You play with a different intensity when it's win or go home. I mean, it's always like 3 seasons to a season. The non-conference, the conference, and then the postseason. But when it gets to the postseason, you really have to turn it on and really play like your head's on fire and like it can all end tomorrow, because it really can, especially when you're in the NCAA tournament. So honestly, I felt a different type of intensity in that game, not just because of the school, but just because of the stakes.
With the turnover of the roster not having ranked this upcoming season, just how important is this camp right now, and who of the newcomers has really stood out to you so far?
It's an important camp. For one, getting acclimated, learning each other, building relationships on and off the court, because you have to know how a player plays, what turns them on, what gets them going. And losing Rink is a big deal because obviously we played through him a lot, and he was a good low post threat, as well as spacing the floor, shooting the 3. But really, all of them have been impressive because they've all picked it up so fast, picked up the system. Obviously, we're still teaching. It's only been a few weeks, but I know when I got here, I did not learn anything in 2 weeks. Like, I needed more film, I needed more reps, but they've all been picking it up fast. So, and they're all hungry. One of them who's really hungry is like Nick Janowski. Dude never gets tired. He's still learning like a freshman would, but the guy he's just so hungry.
Last year, you kind of had to assume the lead guard roles just because of different circumstances, but now you have 2 veteran true point guards in Raleigh and Aaron in the mix. How does that change how you see your role this season? Do you anticipate playing more off the ball on the wing, or do you kind of expect to play more lead guard as like last year?
I anticipate to play, more off ball, but the way the system is, it's interchangeable. We can all bring the ball up the court. Nobody's really looking to take the ball or beat ball dominance, more so just like, if we get that ball, get out, run. We can push the ball faster. And that's what Fred likes, and that's what he encourages and emphasizes more this year. So it really just makes us more of a threat, whereas last year it was like, I kind of felt like I had to get the ball and run the offense, whereas now the offense is just ran if you get the ball, the rebound, because of our personnel.
What did your off season look like? What were your priorities? What were you trying to improve?
Really just scoring off the dribble, scoring off the pick and roll, and then just developing a voice. I mean, I have a voice already, but it's more about just stepping out of my comfort zone and saying what needs to be said, being a leader, and kind of motivating guys. I've always worked hard on the court. Got my extra work in, but this is my last year, and I kind of want to go out with a bang. So I'm trying to just develop my all-around game.
How's that been going? Being more of a leader, being more vocal.
It's been going good. I mean, honestly, some of the guys look to me. I guess it's because I've been here, or because I had a good year last year, or because of the success we had. But it kind of makes you more comfortable doing it when the guys are already looking to you. But it's still like growing. It's still growing.
You kind of went through this last year with, having to learn the system and kind of what's required. I mean, how difficult is this system to learn for somebody transferring in, and maybe kind of how Fred wants to do things?
I say a system, but it's really just read and react. It's just basketball, but it's like learning your teammates, where they're going to be, where do they like the ball, or where are they most comfortable in. Because you could have a big that may not be as comfortable on the perimeter, even if it's like doing dribble handoffs. They might like to set screens more. So it's more so just about learning your personnel and what they're good at and how to be successful, more than it is, you only have to cut when the ball's on this side of the court, or this is what we want to do. It's more like just read and react. aspect, but it's more complex than it sounds.
Brice, I asked Juwan this as well. I mean, two of you guys decided to come back, announce together. How did that conversation come together? And, you know, both of you would have had options at the portal than the way that you guys decided to go. Why was it important to come back here to Nebraska?
We talked about it in the hotel room after the game because we were roommates, but feeling like it's unfinished business. I like it here. I like the system. I like Fred. I like the development. I like the support pieces around. It's nothing not to like, and I've never been the type to really like just pick up and leave just because there are better opportunities. Like I'm here for a reason. I want to be here, and Juan felt the same way. And then again, we both wanted to leave our mark on the program, and we built so many relationships here. And I felt like this was the place to do it, and so did Juan. And then when I texted him, I was in Charlotte, and I was just like, he had called me and asked me if I was coming back, literally a couple of days before we did the video, and I was like, yeah, bro, I'm coming back. He was like, I'm gonna come back to them. Yeah.
Brice, I don't know how much you pay attention to this sort of stuff, but there's been some off-season talk about you being a potential NBA prospect this next season. How do you balance kind of positioning yourself to improve your own stock as a draft prospect while also being the leader and the team player that Nebraska needs you to be?
The goal for a long time has been an NBA. It's been a dream of mine, and I feel like it's attainable. I feel like it's actually right there. But I also know that I need to work on things in my own game, in my mental, so that I can be there and stay there. But Coach Sanchez at Charlotte really stressed to me that nobody wants a guy who doesn't win, and that's why winning is so important to me. Or honestly, winning, like the winning mind state came from Sanchez because he stressed it so much. So the leadership is easy because nobody came here to lose. We have to do what it takes to win, and that's what those guys are looking for. That's what I want to do here anyway because I'm where my feet are. But nobody wants a loser, so that's what makes it so easy to be a leader. Because I'm not thinking about my personal accolades, I'm not thinking about my personal wants and needs. It's just about the team and what the team needs. That's why last year it was so easy to take a step back and not score as much or look to score as much and look for somebody else because that's what the team needed and that's what helped the team be successful.
Kind of touched on this a little bit, but a year ago, Juwan was the only guy on the active roster that played an NCAA tournament game. Now, a lot of you guys from last year and the new additions at the previous schools have done it. How much, you talk about how quickly guys are picking it up, how much does the fact that you got a bunch of older guys that have been there and done that and know what they're supposed to do kind of helped expedite the process this offseason?
The experience plays a huge role. Being there, I know a lot of guys will come from a lot of different systems, but when you have older guys, the read and react system kind of plays a role because when you get out there, whether you have a system or not, you have to read the defense and make plays. Whereas other guys, like, you know, coming out of high school or from lower divisions, they might not be used to the competition or the level or the intensity. So that makes it a lot easier.